In today's two games, I'll show you what Bobby does against the King's Indian. These are two absolutely rock solid games with zero inaccuracies, zero mistakes, and zero blunders. Game 1 against Wolfgang Pitch was played in 1965 and started as follows. Knight f3, knight f6, c4 the English, g6, g3, bishop g7, bishop g2, so quite symmetrical. We get castles, castles, d6, d4, knight b to d7, knight f3, and e5 transposes into the King's Indian defense, so important to remember. We get takes and take backs with the pawn. Remember, always take back with the pawn. Queen c2, freeing up the d1 square later for the rook perhaps. We get c6, a multi-purpose move. 1, limiting the knight. 2, creating a developing diagonal for the queen. And 3, making white's light squared bishop bite against granite. So we get rook to the center. Bobby gets out of the rook's way. Knight to g3. So the fish doesn't like this move as it doesn't really do too much. So Bobby drops his knight back. So we've got one attacker and one defender. We get e4, knight rerouting, bishop developing and connecting the rooks. h6 hitting the knight. Knight drops back to f3 and then knight behind the pawn. We get rook a to b1 and f5 push from Bobby. Knight to the side. Queen comes in to defend g3. We get takes and bishop to the side hanging out with the knight. Bobby pushes and we get blunder number 1, ladies and gentlemen. So the question is, how do you punish it? First, you need to realize the knight is getting attacked twice, one defender. So that's the clue. So Bobby finds the best move. It is knight to g5, hitting the undefended bishop. And note your other bishop is also still hanging. So in the game we got takes. Bobby recaptures. We get takes and takes, also defending the bishop. Remember, white's bishop is still hanging there. We get takes and takes, hitting the bishop again. So the rook is doing a great job. We get bishop to d4, bishop to g4, hitting the rook, and rook moving, potentially to double whopper on the d file. But now we get the incredible rook to d7. And it was in this unfortunate position that Pitch resigned, as the bishop is pinned. So the rook is getting hit. The rook is undefended. And also the d1 square is defended by the bishop, preventing him to double whopper on the d file. So now let's jump straight into game 2. The second game was played against Jan in 66, and you guys already know the first few moves, so I'm not going to waste your time. I know you guys just want to see the important parts, and striking in the center with e5. That's exactly very similar to what we got in the previous game. So we reach the setup and we get e4, the idea of black takes back, and then the knight would recapture, but Bobby takes things slow with c6. And we saw this move in the previous game as well, so I'm not going to repeat why it was played. Get rook getting off the long diagonal, in essence because of this monster bishop. And then we get a6 and b4 from Jan, expanding on the queen side. Bobby takes, Jan recaptures, rook to the center, h3, so limiting the knight to a certain extent. Then we get Bobby blockade the Fischer with knight to e5, queen develops, and now Bobby says enough of playing around, let's open things up. We get takes and rook aligning with the queen. Bobby develops, and then Jan goes to f4, thinking this is a brilliant move, but it's actually a mistake according to the fish. Yeah, the fish actually wanted you to play something like a4, and the knight is on a nice outpost, and queen to d3, rook coming to the center, the king hiding away. Bobby's queen now aligns with the king. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we get rook to b3. Yeah, the fish also isn't too happy with this move. I mean, so in the long term, you're helping out defend the third rank, but I mean, this isn't the most helpful move. So we get Bobby preparing to double whopper on the e file. Rook to e1 from Jan. And now the double whopper is implemented on the e-file, ladies and gentlemen. We get knight sliding back, preparing to challenge Bobby's beautiful knight over there on c4, and we get the queen dropping back, knight now being challenged, and we get takes and takes and takes and takes and takes and takes, and the rook greeting the queen on d7. We get queen to c5 and then greeting the queen again. So now the queen has 3 safe squares, but as you can see, this knight is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. If you play that move, you definitely losing something there that's on that square. Is not a good move. Then second move you can play, and again you're just losing the knight there. So the same again there, you're just losing the knight. So the best move from the fish is knight taking bishop, saying bye to the queen, recapturing, so you at least get a rook and a bishop for the queen. But then Bobby played the killer move. Can you see it, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, bishop to d4, and it's in this unfortunate position whereby Jan resigned. So nice tactics here from Bobby. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to hit that subscribe button.